Good morning. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines. One former state senator is calling for more accountability in the veto process. WMNF's Chris Young reports this comes after Governor Ron DeSantis vetoed a bill that got rare bipartisan support.
The bill promoted the use of electric cars. It was supported by both the Sierra Club and the Florida Natural Gas Association. And the governor vetoed it, even though it was sponsored by a legislator from his own party. Jeff Brandes served as a Republican state senator and is the current president of the Florida Policy Project.
Here we have a bill that was basically unanimous throughout and bipartisan, and the governor vetoed it without explaining why he vetoed it. And there's no real good reason why he vetoed it, unless you believe, that that has something to do with his presidential ambitions, and especially in states that grow corn like Iowa, who want to burn more ethanol.
Brandes started a nonpartisan think tank that publishes reports ranging from housing to criminal justice. A common theme in all, government accountability.
One of the roles of government is to ensure that there's accountability in the laws that they pass and also the budgets that they're passing. And so ensuring that those dollars are being used. Listen, these are hard-earned taxpayer dollars that we're utilizing. Let's ensure they're being used the most efficient way we can.
For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Tampa.
The Tampa Firefighters Union is seeking higher wages for its members as they face what they say is an increased workload and housing affordability issue. Firefighters who serve in the city say they can't afford to live in the Bay Area on their current wages. 10 Tampa Bay reports that representatives from Firefighters Local 754 met with city leaders yesterday. President Nicholas Stocco says that the department currently has 30 vacancies with only 11 guaranteed hires on the way. He says the union is worried that if wages don't increase, they'll have trouble competing against other areas to bring in new employees to serve the nearly 400,000 residents in their jurisdiction. Tampa's Chief of Staff, John Bennett, said the city is listening, but that trying to figure out how to be flexible with city funds that are landlocked by approved budgets and once-a-year negotiations is a challenge. Meanwhile, in Orlando, Disney's Oversight Board okayed a union contract which will boost firefighters' pay for Disney World's emergency workers. Aaron Colburn, first vice president of the Reedy Creek Professional Firefighters Association, says bringing up the base pay for all positions will help with recruitment and retention. Starting pay for a firefighter/paramedic will increase from $55,000 to $66,000, according to the contract, which takes effect the first week of August. Public outrage ensued after the Florida Board of Education approved new K-12 curriculum guidelines for instruction on Black history, with critics decrying the policy as racist and revisionist. WLRN's Wilkin Brutus has more.
Florida educators are now required to teach middle school students that enslaved people, quote, personally benefited from their forced labor. That's a blatant distortion of Black history, so says Brian Knowles, who oversees African, African-American, Latino, Holocaust, and social studies at the Palm Beach County School District.
When it comes to our history, it robs us of our agency of who we are. Not only impacts, our Black students in a way that they see themselves, but all students in a way they see Black people.
The curriculum also describes, quote, agriculture work as a trade skill gained in exchange for atrocities endured by enslaved people. Knowles says Palm Beach County teachers will comply with the state law, while also stressing educators will have wiggle room to teach accurate framing and context.
We've always found ways through ingenuity and being innovative to kind of circumvent some things, and we kind of hold it intact and also protect our teachers.
The curriculum reflects a broad effort to change history standards after Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Stop Woke Act last year. I'm Wilkin Brutus in Palm Beach County.
Reagan McCarthy reports advocates are asking a federal judge to block part of a law that makes it harder for adults to access gender-affirming care.
Under the law, only doctors can provide gender-affirming care, such as hormone replacement. Other providers, like nurse practitioners, are prohibited from offering such treatment. Simone Chris with the Southern Legal Council is one of the lawyers involved in the case. She says the law is making it difficult for some people to receive what she says is medically necessary care.
But also, even for folks who see MDs or DOs or who aren't being impacted by that piece, there's still the major burdens and obstacles that have been erected through the emergency rules and the informed consent forms that make it really unnecessarily difficult for some folks to continue receiving care that they were already receiving or to establish and begin receiving care for the first time.
The group is asking Judge Robert Hinkle for a preliminary injunction on the law, as well as emergency rules created by the Florida Boards of Medicine to implement the law. Hinkle has already issued an injunction on parts of the law that banned minors from receiving gender-affirming care. For WFSU News, I'm Rican McCarthy.
It's going to be partly sunny with a high of 92 today and a 50% chance of afternoon storms. Same forecast for Friday, but with a 70% rain chance. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.